We are conditioned to see faces in everything, in the markings of the gnarled wood of a table, or an arrangement of stars in the wine-dark sky. Human beings are defined by their ability to recognize one another, and each face is unique. They are the one thing that we have that we can truly call our own. They come to us at birth, they grow with us, and they die alongside us, our constant companions. No one else has a right to our likeness, and no one person will ever look like us. At least, that's what I used to believe. The person I see staring back at me now is not the same man I was a year ago. Not the same man I was last week even. It's hard to tell if I am human anymore. When I was 18, I started creating content online and it gained some traction. I decided to remain anonymous, for the fear that my family and friends might find out what I was doing. I may have put myself out into the most public of areas, but I am an intensely private person. I was not about to expose myself, not to the world or anyone else. As time went on, my following grew and grew. This persona, this double life of mine, began to insinuate itself into every fiber of my being, like roots bearing deep into the earth. Within a matter of months, I was a virtual sensation. My anonymity went from a quirk to a dilemma, and then to a crisis. On every livestream I hosted, there would be an outpouring of demands for me to reveal my identity and show my face. It is a strange thought to know that so many people are watching, but no one really sees you. I imagined those people at their keyboards, mouths frothing, and eyes that cracked with rust-red veins as they became hysterical with their desire. Human desire is a powerful thing. It can overwhelm us and consume us. I should know. I remember the day it started with vivid clarity. I woke up in the late afternoon and went to wash my face. When I looked up from the sink, I caught sight of my left eye. I peered closer into the mirror to get a better view. My eye appeared to have gotten darker, and white specks, like fresh snow, danced in my iris. I became lost in my own gaze, captivated by the swirling pattern that revealed itself over time. There was a constellation, a galaxy of movement, contained within my eye. It was difficult to comprehend at first, but I knew I had to see someone. After lonely hours spent within the whitewashed walls of waiting rooms, I was told that they couldn't pinpoint the source of the problem, but they advised that I wear an eye patch for the time being and return for more tests at a later date. I hadn't lost my sight, so the doctors were dismissive of what they perceived to be a healthy, if not somewhat paranoid teenage boy. As the soft glow of dusk descended and I made my way home, I thought that I could see shapes, obscured by shadow, out of the corner of my left eye. There was something horrific and enticing about these visions. I pulled the eye patch I had been given out of my pocket and put it over my left eye to block them out. But the shapes remained, imprinted on the inside of the eye patch, without the distraction of the street to cloud my gaze. A half-world revealed itself to me from somewhere beyond comprehension. It took all the strength I could summon to make it home that night. A year passed in this way with no end in sight. A chaos of the grotesque and fantastical plagued my waking hours, all flitting past me on the back of that eye patch like shadow puppets. I fancied that I could see sound, torturous and violent, congealing into a amorphous mass in front of my left eye. Whenever I took the eye patch off to try and read, I found words between the lines, pregnant with hidden meaning. Consume, worship, desire. These words lunged out of the page, each one a ravenous beast fixed on devouring me. I had reached breaking point. My output had slowed to a trickle. After much deliberation, I decided to withdraw from my online life for a while to concentrate on my health. Nothing, not even the anger of all those people, could compare to what I was going through each day. Within a few months, the tundra flecks within my iris began to disappear, and by the end of the year, they were almost gone. So too were the tortured figures, the secret words, and the horrors that had loomed at the periphery of my vision. Life returned to normal, or so I thought. At the core of my being, there was an unknowledged truth, some remnant of those days gnawing at me from the inside. I live alone and have few close friends. That level of isolation can be hard to bear, so I was not surprised when the temptation crept its way back into my heart. This time, however, it was different. Thanks to a few choice connections, my popularity skyrocketed at a staggering pace, and I was soon in tune with demands yet again. Reveal your face, reveal yourself, reveal all. Those words bore into my mind and found their way back into memories I thought were long forgotten. I could feel a pressure at the back of my head that grew each day, until soon my vision had blurred and I could hardly muster the strength to stand. My arms lay limp at my sides, and I spent countless hours staring at my ceiling, until strange yet familiar shapes began to coalesce on the cold plaster. My only companion during those days was my phone, and in the reflection of the dark screen, I became convinced that I was changing. I don't know how long I stayed like this, but one day, I summoned every ounce of my will and forced myself out of that bed. Once I made it to the bathroom, I took a deep breath and looked into the mirror. Both of my eyes were a haze of purplish black, with a smattering of white dots that wound their way in fluid motion like silverfish in dark pools. There was no iris or pupil to speak of. All had been obliterated by that filmy layer of night color. I stared at myself, and the cosmos that had formed inside of me gazed back. When I winced from the sight of it, the corners of my mouth stretched to the sharp peaks of my cheekbones and revealed a chasm lined with jagged teeth. Through my new eyes, I could peer down into that void and see inside of myself. I saw those words, etched onto the inside of my body, scored into my being. Consume, worship, desire. Human desire is a powerful thing. Enough of it can change the fabric of reality. My face changes every day, twisting and adapting based on what they think of me. It's not my own. The more they beg for me, believe in me, worship me, the more tenuous my grasp on humanity becomes. I am an exquisite and monstrous thing. Tonight, I will be hosting a special livestream event. I've decided to call it The Big Reveal. Over 1 million people will wait with bated breath for the revelation they have hungered for. I will show my face, the face that they have given me. Let them have what they want. Let them go mad for the sight of it. I want to find a way back to myself.